Here I'm going to show you an excellent game between MRJobe with the white pieces and Wesley Snipes with the black pieces. Wesley Snipes, of course, is the brother of Samuel Snipes, and he was actually a sniper in the military at one point. So you should probably enjoy this if you're in the military. If not, then well, it's not my fault. Okay, so the very first move, of course, was the MRJobe makes his incredible E4 move. He's been famous for making the E4 move. As you see, once again, a terrible start for Wesley Snipes, moving the E pawn up to E6. Marshall, of course, does what he always does, which is presses back way into the situation, and we get the standard start for Marshall. Now, you notice that he cannot take this because he would retake, and he would retake, and he would retake. So once again, Marshall does his amazing move. Now, he's forced once again to move back up into right in front of his king, so hampering development. Marshall then pushes further into gaining space on the queen side. Knights on the rim are dim, as they say, and he must not have ever heard that, so he makes a silly move. Marshall recognizes that he might be going for this spot here. Of course, he could always go there too, but he could always push him back with this. He does it anyway, and Marshall takes. Marshall now has a pseudo semi-passed pawn, they call this, where he doesn't have any pawns in front of him. Marshall solidifies the protection of the D pawn. Castles. Now, I think the castle was a little too early. He should have waited, maybe until move 14 or maybe 26 in order to make that move. But of course, now not knowing how far the game's going, maybe that's my problem there. But I think that maybe it could be 13. You could have waited till move 13, but we'll see. We'll see how this pans out for him. You will see, at least. I already know the answer. Okay, so Marshall moves up his knight. Now look at the development here. Marshall has a nice development pieces. He's gained space in the middle. There's 4 pieces back on the back rank here. They're doing nothing. They have no way of moving out. Marshall has a ability to slide this piece over. He could castle over here. He can move his queen around. So MRJobe is the dominant figure in this game so far. He pushes out. Now that weakens his king side, as you can see, and he's a completely stupid person. Marshall moves up his pawn to say, hey, don't you try to move that down, I will knock your block off. He moves a piece in the mid, which really doesn't do anything for him, besides, emptying this space right here. Now, do you see what Marshall's doing? There's 2 pieces lined up on this, as well as this one lined up. What is he going to do? He's probably going to shore it up with this piece. Yep, obviously. Marshall knows he castles on the opposite side. One of the most greatest moves you'll ever see in chess for this particular game, castling on that side. I hope you will pay attention to that in your future games. You will probably win every single one of them from now on. Now, what he has to watch out for, as of course, is he can move this piece up and he would lose his bishop. Now, he didn't take that opportunity. He moved this out of the way. He missed an opportunity for a free bishop. Marshall takes advantage. He finally moves that down. He allows him to back up. Notice how Marshall recognized the problem. Bishop comes down, pushes back, he slides back up. That's the second time that has gone down and back up, down and back up. It's like he goes, I want to go this way. He says, no, you're not going to go that way. I'm not going to let you. Okay. All right, so now Marshall moves his queen back because he realizes there's nothing much he can do with his queen on this aisle, but he has the chance of coming up this way. Now, he could actually, if he wanted to, potentially sacrifice a piece, but let's not get there right now. Now he comes down and starts attacking the middle. Marshall shores up the middle, giving this guy the opportunity of going there, but it really wouldn't help him that much because Marshall could just recapture right here. But so you see what happened. Marshall goes up 2. He does take the en passant, not the croissant, the en passant, not the off passant. Marshall, of course, MRJobe takes back. Now look at the middle is opening up. Isn't that crazy? He shores it up. He attacks the knight. Marshall defends the knight. He puts a slice. Notice I'm always talking about slices. Here's a slice. Not golf. Marshall attacks. He backs up again a 3rd time. He is wasting his moves, as you can see. So what is going to happen now? Marshall's got the dominant position in this game. He's only got 3 active pieces. He's, 1, 2, 3. He's got 2 pieces to doing nothing. Marshall has all his pieces active. What an amazing computer player he is. It's staggering to the mind. Marshall comes up with an attack. The bishop. He comes down. He moves us up. What's he trying to do? He's going to double his rooks. You know that's going to happen, and he does. That was a nonsensical move, in my opinion. And we ran this through the computer analysis program, and they thought that was probably the stupidest move ever made. But you never really can say. Now, I would think in this particular situation, a really good move would be to move this knight right here. If he takes, we retake, but then we have a discovered attack on the king. And that's exactly what he does. But it was met by a counterattack.
Check.
Boom. Now. Notice he took the rook.
Check.
Why did he do that? Marshall's preparing something particularly devastating. He knew that there was a potential situation here, so he's preparing for it. He's taking amazing steps here. You just pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on, and you'll notice the incredible nature of this entire thing. He moves his king out of the way because he sees a potential attack here in the future. Marshall moves out of the way. A double attack on the knight. He protects the knight, of course.
Check.
Boom! Did you see that? Did you see what he had planned all along? Now, at this particular juncture, he could have done it right there, but he decided to pretend like he didn't see it. An excellent ploy.
Check.
Marshall then splits the king and queen. Of course,
Check.
he loses it, and he loses the queen. The game is over, folks. He's got a knight pinned to the king. That's going to fall. He is going to take that. But Marshall has prepared something particularly devastating. Now that this is pinned to the king, he can now slide up with his rook here, and he can't be retaken. It is a dangerous time for Freddie Bob. And he moves up here. Marshall can then take here, and the game is over. Look at this. Moves out of the way.
Check.
Now, still, I think that Marshall should probably gone with this move right here.
Check. Check.
Boom.
Check. Checkmate.
There you go. Now see those perfect moves.
Check.
He takes the knight out because really he didn't want to have to deal with the knight jumping around all over the place and potentially splitting his rook and his queen or his king and something else like that. So
check.
Sure enough, he does the move I was telling you about. He slides over because in this particular case he can't take this one because of the rook. He's a free pawn over here. But what does this give him the ability to do? He opens up the space right here to be able to slide up.
Checkmate.
And the game is over. MRJobe destroys yet another opponent. I don't know if there's anybody can beat him. I honestly don't. I think that this is probably, I don't know how to put it any other way. It's just amazing. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that game. And I know it's getting kind of boring watching MRJobe just walk all over the top players in the entire world. But they keep tuning in, and maybe he'll lose one day. Until then, ta-ta for